If you've been told your Hashimoto's is a thyroid problem, you're not wrong, but it's only half the story, and it might be why you're still struggling to get ahead. Here's what's really going on. Your thyroid is not the villain, it's the victim. It's simply the messenger that's getting attacked for delivering bad news from three other systems that no one's checking when you go in for a standard thyroid workup. The thyroid gets the name and the blame because it's the easiest thing to measure and to medicate. I've worked with patients doing the quote unquote everything right. They've changed their diet, they've taken their medications, they get their TSH dialed in range, and yet they're still exhausted, still gaining weight, and dealing with brain fog and issues that keep stacking up. When we started looking outside of the thyroid, that's when everything starts to click. I'm Dr. Kenny, root cause health detective and IFM certified practitioner. My job is connecting the dots between symptoms that conventional medicine treats as separate issues. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the three hidden systems actually driving Hashimoto's, the ones that never show up on standard thyroid labs. Because once you understand what your thyroid's been reacting to, you can finally stop chasing symptoms and start addressing the actual breakdown. And if this idea is already resonating, go ahead and tap that like button. It helps me reach more people who are tired of being told your labs look fine, even though they definitely don't feel fine. All right, so let's start with what Hashimoto's actually is. Hashimoto's is an autoimmune process. Your immune system mistakes your thyroid tissue as a threat and starts tagging it for removal. Over time, this can slow your metabolism, your energy, your mood, your weight set points, and so much more. Conventional medicine often stops at TSH and maybe free T4, but TSH fluctuates daily based on your sleep, your stress, even the time of day. It doesn't always reflect what's happening at the tissue level. A more complete picture includes free T3, reverse T3, antibodies like TPO and thyroglobulin, and other nutrient cofactors involved in thyroid function too, selenium, zinc, iron. Medication can stabilize numbers and symptoms, and sometimes it's essential, but we still need to investigate the why. Because the truth is your thyroid isn't rebelling, it's responding. To start, let's talk about stress. And not just how you feel or the emotional perception of stress, but the chemical cascade that it creates. Your stress system, the HPA axis, is the way the brain coordinates with the adrenals your response to stressors. And it talks constantly with your thyroid system. These are interconnected. It's called the HPT axis. A direct connection here is when cortisol stays high or a lot is moving through your system any given day for weeks or months at a time, your body downshifts T3 production. That's the active thyroid hormone. And the point is, this is not a malfunction. This is survival mode. Your body is responding in the way that it should. Your body is conserving energy because it thinks you're in long-term danger. It doesn't distinguish from running away from a tiger or the difficult conversation with your boss. Examples include things like erratic sleep patterns, overtraining without enough rest and recovery, skipping meals, chronic uncertainty at work or at home. Your thyroid is reading those signals and adapting every day. Recent research from Javid in 2025 showed that higher cortisol levels correlate directly with lower T3. This is stress chemistry, not just stress thinking. Studies also suggest that chronic stress alters the way your body converts T4 into T3 and how sensitive your cells are to thyroid hormone. We're not chasing the feelings here anymore. We're reading patterns in your body's operating system and the way it's designed to respond. Next, let's look at the gut immune axis or system. About 70% of your immune cells live inside your gut. When the gut lining becomes permeable, what we call leaky gut casually, or intestinal hyperpermeability more accurately, or when your microbiome is out of balance, your immune system can start overreacting. Some microbes and even food proteins look very similar to your thyroid tissue at a chemical level. This is called molecular mimicry. Your immune system gets confused and tags both. Gluten is a very common suspect when it comes to autoimmune thyroid issues because the gluten molecule looks very much like your thyroid molecules. And in celiac disease, the link is becoming clear. In Hashimoto's, the evidence is mixed. Some people see antibody and symptom improvement on a gluten-free trial, others don't. This just speaks to how individual we truly are. The key is to test, not to guess your way through it. Work with a well-trained practitioner to trial through a gluten-free period and measure your response. We also see patterns with infections like Epstein-Barr virus and small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, or SIBO, especially when digestion slows down because of low thyroid function. Research from the International Journal of Molecular Sciences linked elevated Epstein-Barr virus reactivation markers with Hashimoto's. The gut immune connection isn't a myth. It's something that we can actually measure. A 2024 study from Frontiers in Cellular and Infection Microbiology found consistent microbiome shifts in people with thyroid disease. Before we go any further, I want to share something with you. I've pulled together today's research studies into a short research summary. It's written in plain language so you can refer to it and also look at the links for the research itself. It's free and the link is available in the description and the pinned comment below. So grab it now if you're one who loves to sift through the evidence yourself behind what we're covering today. The next system we're going to talk about is that your thyroid is uniquely sensitive to heavy metals and halogens, mercury, lead, cadmium, and bromine. A recent 2025 study found that these metals are linked with elevated antibody levels in Hashimoto's. At the same time, nutrient deficiencies in selenium, zinc, iron, and vitamin D affect both hormone creation and immune regulation. Selenium is critical for the enzyme that converts T4 into T3. And then zinc supports receptor sensitivity. Iodine is more complex. Too little can impair synthesis, but too much can actually trigger autoimmunity. Context matters here, so please don't just take iodine if you think you have poor thyroid function. The simple steps to really start are to filter your water, eat diverse, colorful fruits and vegetables, minimize fragrances and plastic exposure. Labs can be pivotal in guiding personalized support, but the foundation really does come from removing what burdens the system and restoring more of what it needs. So here's what I want you to take away. Your thyroid isn't broken. It's communicating. It's waving the white flag. It's often responding to messages that have been sent for years, sometimes even decades, whether we're talking about the cumulative effects of infections or nutrient depletion or relentless stress, whether we perceive it or not. Medications and supplements can help, especially calm the fire, but we have to find what is sparking this thyroid reaction to begin with. The expanded thyroid panel I mentioned above and symptom mapping helps to give context. And when we start to understand that it's a response to these three other systems, this is where functional medicine thrives. It helps to find the why. Your thyroid is the messenger here. It's not the mistake. Here's a few questions that I have come up the most, and we'll just rapid fire these. Number one is, can I heal Hashimoto's completely? In some cases, yes, antibodies can drop to undetectable ranges. In others, we can manage it brilliantly on a spectrum of function to dysfunction, which is how I treat autoimmunity broadly. Both are wins in the grand scheme of experiencing Hashimoto's. Number two is, do I need to be gluten-free forever? Not necessarily, but a 3-month trial of gluten-free with antibody testing after gives you data, so we're not guessing. Number three is, what if my doctors won't order the full thyroid panel? This is the case in many situations. You can often order it yourself through a direct-to-consumer lab company or find a functional practitioner or an open-minded conventional practitioner who will. You deserve answers, and the information is out there. Now that you understand the three systems driving Hashimoto's, you might be thinking that stress is just about work deadlines or family demands, but stress chemistry goes way deeper than that. In the next video, I'm walking you through 12 hidden stressors that are silently dysregulating your HPA axis and likely your HPT axis, tanking your thyroid function. Things that our society may not recognize as stressful at large, but your body absolutely does. I'm Dr. Kenny, Root Cause Health Detective. I'll see you in the next video.